Okay, so tonight I decided to videotape myself making the ornament that I have on my Paper Babies page, as promised. So I'm going to go through the steps. I'm going to tell you where to get the stuff, and it's a great project. It's made from recycled paper pulp, and it's a green project. It's not that messy to do with the kids. It's going to be kind of fun, or if you're a crafty person and you'd like to just add a little homemade touch to your Christmas or anything, scrapbooking, whatever you do, this is a great idea and product to use. So I'm going to put you down over here. I'm not that great of a film person, so forgive me if I'm all over the place. So what I'm going to start out with are the products. What I like to use is a product called cotton linters. It is combined with recycled and new pulp. It's very clean, white. There's no glue in it. It's just cotton, basically, in a bag. So that's the first product. The second product is called Paper Additive. It's also by the same company. And what it reminds me of is like the consistency of plaster of Paris. And what it does when added to the paper pulp is it gives it a smoother finish in your castings. I think it gives it a little bit more durability as well. So what I've done is I've followed the directions, and I'm going to bring you over to my blender here. And my blender has the water in it, the paper additive, and I've already processed the paper in it. What I like to do is follow the directions, but here to give you a tip is I like to just originally hit the blender once to blend the product. Just do it a couple times and then put it on for a full 90 seconds, which I'm not going to subject you guys to because I'm already past that process. What happens is I like to take the blender from there, bring it over to the sink. I set up a little workspace here. I have a colander that's perfect. I'm sure you can get this. I think I got it at Home Goods or something like that. It goes right over the sink, and then underneath it I have a bowl to catch the liquid because I want to be able to keep reusing it. I don't want to waste it if I want to make more castings. So here's my paper, basically sopping wet with the paper additive. And I know that you'll probably want to smash the water out of it, but that's not what we want to do. We want to keep it nice and wet. It's the best way to get all the detail out of the paper casting. So I like to use these molds from House on the Hill, and basically if you can see all the detail, they're made to be like reproductions of Springlier Christmas cookie molds from turn of the century. They have a lot of detail. These are made with like a wood and resin composite, and then they're hand carved, I'm sure, by like a machine or something, but they're really cool, really full of detail. And if you buy them, again, from House on the Hill, they have like a little hanger here so you can keep them out all year round. So I'm going to take one of my castings. I decided to make the Saint Nick that I have. So I'm going to grab him. Here he is, full of detail, totally awesome. I love him. And I'm going to make a paper casting of him, which I can use to decorate a gift, a bottle of wine, or to keep as an ornament, or to decorate a bottle of anything. You know, that Christmas bottle that we sometimes bring to a friend's house, you know, to give it an added little something where they can keep the paper casting for their tree year after year. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you guys down here so you can get a better view of what I'm doing. Oops, sorry. No iPhones were hurt in the making of this video, just so you know. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my paper casting, which is my cookie mold, and I'm going to lay it down here on the table. don't think you need to see me as much as what I'm doing. Okay, that's better. And I'm going to take clumps of that paper that you saw, sopping wet, going to place them right on top of this cookie mold. But before I do that, I'm going to spray it with a little grilling spray. I suggest you do not use buttery cooking spray, but something clear, because I've done that with actually one of my castings here, and it has a yellow marking all over, and I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work out. So use the grilling spray because it burns off quickly. It does have less grease in it because we don't want the grill to catch on fire. So it gives it kind of a nice, light, oily finish without over greasing it. So I sprayed it. It's a little wet from the spray. I'm just going to leave it as is. And now I'm going to take wet clumps of my paper casting material, and I'm going to place it on top. I'm going to give you a little bit better view, I think, I hope. I'm going to get a little closer, maybe farther away, yeah. And just keep placing clumps on until I've completely covered the square itself. Try to make it like an even layer. Sometimes these molds are deeper. I have a Santa here that's pretty deep, so the paper has to be, you know, heavier in that area. Just try to make it so that when we press out the water, the mold itself is completely flat. The paper on the mold is completely flat. So I've got all the paper set here, a little bit more on the bottom. And now what I'm going to do, here you go, is I'm going to take a towel, nice dry towel, fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. And I'm going to take my paper casting, and I am going to put the paper casting inside the towel. And I'm going to keep drying it. I'm going to keep pressing and getting that water out. Nice and even. Don't only cover half of it with the towel. Unfortunately, I've taken a lot of my workspace up, so let me just move some things around here. Okay, much better. Okay. Keep pressing out the water until basically you can keep moving the casting around to the dry area of the towel, until you don't really feel much water coming through the towel anymore. Give it a good push. Okay, so here you go. See, now it's nice and even. It's pretty dry. It's just damp. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my wax paper that I've laid down here, and I'm going to flip the casting over. And I'm going to take a knife that I just had 2 seconds ago. Hold on a second. That one. And I am going to start to pry off the edge. Just get it started maybe a little bit before you lay it back down. See, it comes right off very gently. Tear it away from the edge without ripping it. And you'll notice that the less deep the cast is, the easier it will fall away. And it already fell away from the mold. So I'm already got my mold back. And I'm going to show you the casting. There's one of that I did of a angel. And here's the one I just did of the Santa. Just lay them down flat. If you notice any, edges that you want to maybe tear away, I mean, it is paper. You can smush it down. You can pull it away with a tweezer, I would suggest, or a sharp knife. But you definitely want to let it dry flat. And there's a lot of detail, more than you can probably even see just with my videotaping. So once that's dry, what you're going to get is a hard paper casting. I like to leave them just as is. Oh, there's my knife. Just as is. I don't like to glue them to anything, but you can glue them to a piece of paper, hard paper, colored paper, especially if you're going to put them on a gift or something like that. It does look nice. I like just the outline, just the raw finish of the detail itself, and I hope I can get the detail here. Especially love the angels. They're just so big and beautiful. And once they're dry, they're nice and solid, and I'll paint them, maybe lightly brush them with some gold, put a ribbon in them. It's just really nice. Or maybe, like I said, put a piece of hard cardstock behind them and sell them or keep them, give them to people as ornaments or wine tags. So I have some finished products over here. Let me get them. Here's one of the Santas, and I'll show you what he looked like as a paper casting. I think I can get him here. And once he's dry, like I said, he has all this great detail. Just hand paint. I stain them, I spray them so they're nice and waterproof. It really is a nice gift, and I put a little leather strap here, drilled a hole with actually my power drill. And it's quite a lovely gift to get. Goes nice on a wine bottle or something. Let me show you. Sorry. You know, as a gift to give someone with a nice, you know, bottle of wine or something like that. You could even put their name on it, you know, the Smiths or whatever, or Merry Christmas or whatever you want to put on there. So that's it, guys. That's my gift tag idea. And if you have any questions, just email me directly, either on my website, paperbabies.com, or through Facebook. Have a good night.